The slut shaming that went on today reminded me when I prosecuted a sexual assault case and the criminal defense attorney got up and tried to shame the victim by attacking the way she dressed or what she did or why she was where she was at the time that it was. What shocked me, Jeremy, was this was done by a woman. This was done by a female criminal defense attorney. Your thoughts about whether or not that strategy backfired?
Well, you know, sometimes, as you know, you've come with a woman defense attorney to try to soften that blow, and they did quite the opposite. And it was dehumanizing. It was degrading. It was insulting. Sure, she may have lied. Sure, she wanted money, which, frankly, Donald Trump wants money. It's kind of rich to be rich. But I thought it really kind of backfired. I think you have to take more of an approach of not coming out swinging because Donald Trump wants her to pay back in spades. That doesn't help your client, even if he wants that to happen. It hurts. And you, as the defense attorney, do not want to be all eyes on you as the bad guy center of attention, because then all of a sudden you have a sympathetic witness and it becomes the story, which it didn't need to be, about the sex when it's not that case.
Yeah, and Hugo, to Jeremy's point, why waste so much valuable time if you're the defense crossing Stormy Daniels on all of these issues when you just got up and made such a big stinkeroo on Tuesday about the prosecution getting too much time into the details? I mean, I went back and I looked at the opening statement by Todd Blanche. In that opening statement, Todd Blanche actually says to the jury, I'm going to say something else about her testimony, her being Stormy Daniels, and this is important. It doesn't matter. Hugo, your thoughts about that?
Yeah, you know, Trump's lawyers on the cross-examination of Stormy Daniels was really trying to focus on the inconsistencies in her various retellings of the story, because she has gone out and basically talked about her sexual encounter with Trump multiple times. But the one thing that was constant throughout all of her retellings of the story, and this was kind of elicited by prosecutors later on, was she has always said that she had sex with Donald Trump, both in 2011 when she did that interview with In Touch magazine, in 2018 when she did that interview with Anderson Cooper, and then on the stand at trial. And it was kind of extraordinary to see Susan Necheles, Trump's lawyer, spend so much time on the things that they later complained about when they made their motion for a mistrial. And they were, you know, all this testimony and all this evidence about the salacious details, including whether or not they had dinner. You know, she spent a very long time talking about whether Trump had dinner with Stormy Daniels and whether Daniels was, you know, therefore embellishing or making up the story of the encounter. And that just focused more attention on the salacious details and not on the fact that she had no direct dealings with the falsified business records.
And, you know, Ankush, actually, it focused more attention on the fact that the defense didn't object on Tuesday. That motion for mistrial, the second one that's been raised by the defense, was denied by Judge Merchan. He excoriated the defense at the end of the day. The jury obviously wasn't there, but he made it clear to the defense that they didn't object. And if you look at the transcript of today's hearing, he said to the defense, I was surprised there weren't more objections. And he also said, to Hugo's point, you didn't spend any time on cross with Stormy Daniels talking about her lack of personal knowledge about the falsification of the business records. You know, Ankush, this is the second motion for a mistrial. Was this done for the legitimate purpose of doing a mistrial right now, or they're just doing it for purposes of an appeal?
Well, I don't even think they need to do it for purposes of appeal. They already have the first motion for mistrial. My suspicion is that, you know, they're doing Donald Trump's bidding. He's a notoriously difficult client. I think they made a considerable strategic error in this case by not just conceding that this encounter happened. They could have preempted, if not entirely, then much of Stormy Daniels' testimony. But the prosecutors had to call her because Trump has been denying it for years. And in a very, very serious mistake, Todd Blanche repeated that denial in his opening statement. So now, if you believe Stormy Daniels' testimony, then the only natural conclusions are that Donald Trump is lying as part of his defense, and that his lawyer, his lead counsel, is not to be trusted because he will pass along his client's lies. So, you know, all of the sort of inconsistencies or whatever, like people were, you know, that Susan Necheles was sort of driving at today, you know, I wasn't in the room, but I found it to be, just reading it, quite silly, because the only thing that the jury needs to believe is that the two of them had sex. And I don't think any serious person doubts that. So, you know, all of this, the story changed a little over time. She wanted money. I mean, the only thing that jury has to take away is that they had sex. That's it.